Okay, this is workshop 10, mother, birth and death. So we did a workshop at Suffolk, and we set it up so that there was a room for mothers to go through the gestation process before birth, and we had another room with people that were going through the birthing ritual for the bonobo experience. So they were in one room and they were in another. So what happened? This room went through the birthing process, and when they were born, they were taken into the room and introduced to their mother. At the same time, the mother was going through the birthing experience of contractions and then giving birth, and then they were united. And this was a really beautiful experience. I could see that the connections that were being made between the pairs was a very nurturing one. There was lots of eye gazing, there was lots of real gentle, compassionate feelings going on. You could tell that this was a very sort of sacred or primal experience. And it is known that when bonobo mothers and children are together in the birthing process, the mother releases lots of oxytocin that gets them into a state of ecstasy and bonding with the infant. So you could say that this was an exercise in building that bonding between mother and child, but also physically experiencing oxytocin. So the process went, whereas the mother and the child would be nurtured, she would nurture them, and then they would get older, she would get older, and then eventually the mother passes away, and the adult male or female bonobo mourns that experience, says goodbye in a very sort of intimate process. And you could see that's a bit of a downer, but in fact what happens then is that the participants that have experienced the death process go into the bonobo birthing ritual space and go through that process of being born, and the partner that was left, that's now the adult, becomes the pregnant mother that's expecting. So that whole cycle happens in its entirety. So you get to be born, you get to be nurtured, you get to mourn, and then you get to have a baby and then be mother, and the process goes round and round again. The feedback we got from this was, one participant says it really gave you a fast forward into life, and you know, looking over your life in such a quick period because you've experienced this birth and death mechanism. So he could reflect on, you know, how fast his life had been, what he could do in the future to maybe make it better and more enriching for himself. So that was a really significant part of the research, that we did some video research, did some video interviews of the participants in this retreat, and you'll get to see those at some point. But yeah, really, really insightful experience. Wouldn't do this as a one-off workshop because, you know, it's dealing with death, it's also dealing with birth. Some people may have had miscarriages, abortions, people may have lost somebody recently, so there's lots in here. It's a very rich workshop with issues or aspects of life that can be challenging. So we would say, if we were going to do this, we'd do this in a 2 or 3 day retreat, not as a one-off workshop. So that was a learning for us, really. And this is in part come from the Our Samadhi workshop, which is about simulated sexual activity between individuals and groups. In the previous workshop around touch, but that had a narrative in it that was about death, and I think the learning in that has really implemented into creating a really great workshop. I mean, there are things that we need to tidy up. I would say there was a lot of kerfuffle around moving from one space to another. There was quite a noisy noise going on in one room when the birthing process was going on. But these are like things that we can easily tidy up. So yeah, all in all, it was a great workshop. Thank you.